Skullbound TV. Jana, it's always great to see you at these shows.
Thank you so much. It's good to be here with you.
Now, you are into your 8th season.
We are. Yep. Season 8 launched on New Year's Eve, I believe, this year.
Well, I remember way back when, when you were just launching your first season.
I think I met you the very first SHOT Show I ever attended.
Yes.
Yeah, 9 years ago.
We did an interview,
Yep.
and my audio was not on.
Right. I remember that too. That's okay.
I assure you, we're recording. But your show has always had a message, and that message has changed and evolved. It's always been positive, but you've done a lot of work with veterans over the past few years.
Yeah, it's actually been an amazing journey and unexpected, if you will. You know, we set out to do a hunting show that was a little bit different, female hosted, showing that hunters are animal lovers and how conservation is a necessity, how hunting is a necessity for the wildlife management in this country. But slowly through the relationships we were building, and because Jim, my producer boyfriend, is a former Marine, we were meeting all these amazing other companies that were veteran owned. We'd hear veteran stories, and really where it started was I took a former Navy SEAL, Bo Richenbeck, double amputee above the knee. He's only one of 2 SEALs that are above the knee. We took him on his first elk hunt, and it was such a fantastic week spending in the mountains with Bo. He's an incredible human being, and it really inspired us. And since then, we've taken 4 amputees on their very first elk hunts. And then we started to really work strongly with a group called Wishes for Warriors, which sole purpose is to get wounded warriors physically, mentally, or someone who just really needs the healing power of Mother Nature and to get outside and back bonding with people, take them into the woods or fishing. And we've done lots of trips with them, and it's been super rewarding.
Now, I know Jim was a Marine, and I guess it's once a Marine, always Marine.
That's very true. Yeah, I say the word former, but that really doesn't apply. Yeah.
And I remember a while back, you were really excited. There was a party, and Chris Kyle was there, and Taya Kyle, and I had no idea what you were talking about at that time.
Oh, really?
And, I wasn't in touch with that. It was not in my realm.
Yeah.
But since, I actually interviewed Taya.
Yeah, she's an amazing
she is
woman.
Such an incredible lady.
Isn't she? No, we were so fortunate to meet Chris 3 weeks before he was murdered at the Cryptech party here at SHOT Show. And, obviously people now know the story of the American Sniper, and even Taya has written, she has a brand new book out right now, but has written, The Wife of the American Sniper, and she's a huge inspiration to me. The fact that she's turned tragedy into triumph, she does so much for the families. And oftentimes I think it can be easy to forget about the ones left behind, the wives, even the husbands, the kids that are left when there's a fallen soldier. But she does a lot to promote healthy families and healthy marriages. And it was an honor to meet Chris. It was a tragedy of what happened to him, but that was another thing that sort of sparked us to tell these stories, to tell these veteran stories. And the more our country can understand what our military goes through, I think the more appreciation we're all going to have for the country we live in and the freedoms that we have.
Yeah, and a lot of people overlook that.
They do.
And it's like you said, it's not just the sacrifice of the soldier itself.
No.
The family sacrifices, the kids, the wives, the parents.
Right. And not only that, some of the people that we've been honored to take on Skullbound, they might not have a physicality or a disability that you can see. But to acclimate back into sort of the real world after being overseas and seeing hell, if you will, losing your brothers and even your sisters. I actually did my very first female veteran hunt this year. Shelby Hatch was a combat medic and saw a lot of tragedy over there, and still deals with, sort of coming back here and sort of trying to just reacclimate into a normal lifestyle can be a bit difficult. People don't understand sort of the feelings that they're going through sometimes. So Mother Nature, again, is super healing. People who our non-hunters may have a difficult time understanding that it really, our motto is it's not about killing, because it truly isn't. It's about living, sustainable living off the land, but more so than that, just spending time in Mother Nature.
I
So
agree.
it's a great tool that we've got to be able to share with other veterans and then be able to share their stories as well.
Well, that's actually one of the things I enjoy watching on your show. The message you convey and the generosity and the time that you and Jim have dedicated to
Well,
the cause.
selfishly, I thank you for that, but it's so rewarding. It's our favorite moments of every single season in the last 8 years. We look back at the hunts and we talk about the adventures that we've had, and really it's the camaraderie and the stories. I just ran into Greg Stubbe here this week. Greg Stubbe is a decorated soldier, and he went through a lot of medical issues. He was blown up in a Humvee. And the moment we shared on a simple turkey hunt where we were sitting in the dark, the turkeys started gobbling all around us, and he had his back sort of to mine on the tree, and we'd hear him from the left and the right and over across the field, and I whispered to him, "Hey, Greg, finally it's a good thing to be surrounded." And he just sort of in the dark kind of gave me a thumbs up. And later that day, after he got his turkey, we were doing his final interview, and he teared up and he said, I can't even talk about it without crying. He said, since I've been home from the war, there hasn't been a moment that I've just sort of felt the weight of all that trauma being lifted off me like that. And it really was great to be surrounded. And that, to me, was one of the most special moments I've had in 8 years of Skullbound. A simple turkey hunt, but that right there is truly what it's all about.
It really is. Now, like I said, you're so generous with your time, and you're always involved, and you're out there. When do you and Jim find time for yourselves?
Well, it's what we do for a living. Some people with shows have other careers and jobs, but it's totally what we do. We're pretty much a two-man band. We did hire a fantastic editor this year to help us out on the editing side of things. Keith Helgert, an amazing editor. But yeah, we're really busy. We go nonstop, but we're only getting older, so we got to do it right now while the wave is in front of us, and
Yep.
we're still have a lot of energy and having fun. And it's hard to say no to fun adventure, and it's
Yeah.
tough to be away from home so much. I don't think we had 3 consecutive nights at home from August 24th up until mid-December. So this fall was cram-packed full, but the adventures we'll never forget, and got them all captured on film. And so we're just going to ride this wave while it's here, and I've been really, really, really blessed to do it.
Well, I appreciate your time. That's fantastic, everything you do, and I love watching it, and
Thank you so much.
everybody appreciates it. I want to shift gears here a little bit,
Okay.
and let's talk bears.
Let's talk bears. Bears are my passion. I love bears. And I can honestly say I'm kind of surprised that, in the last decade of my life, it's sort of shifted that way. But we live in Montana. There's a huge spring bear season, and then there's a huge fall season if you didn't notch your tag. So we all have cabin fever so much, and oftentimes in the spring we need to get content for our sponsors, so we're out there anyway. And we live where we can literally say, hey, it's 3 o'clock, let's ditch out early, let's go spend the last 3 or 4 hours in the mountains. And so, yeah, I've taken 13 bears, I think, since Skullbound started. And it's been, we love it so much. We love spot and stalk as well as baiting.
Yeah.
We actually, people don't understand the baiting process. They judge it, they think, you're just bringing in the bears, it's so easy.
No, it's not.
It truly isn't. It's a lot of hard work. They can watch an episode we have coming up here where it's all do-it-yourself baiting in Idaho, lugging in the baits way into the woods, keeping them freshened. I hunt Canada a lot, Saskatchewan, Alberta, for bears, and we hunt off the ground. And those bears are just, they don't care if you're there or not. They're going to come right in. I've had a lot of pretty scary encounters. In Idaho, different story. We hunted off the ground for 6 days, and they would not come in. Even, freshened baits. So we had to take it to the trees, and you'll see that in the episode. But more so than even that, I love spot and stalk bear hunting in Montana. I got my biggest bear this year.
I saw the pictures. I mean, that was a beast. Now, year after year, you and Jim both tag huge beasts.
Yeah, we take out almost every year. We're pretty selective. We saw 43 bears this year. And Jim never even pulled the trigger on one, just didn't see the right bear. I think I took his bear, the right bear that he would have taken, but.
Yeah, that happened to me too.
Yeah. We had my friend Paul Servey out. He got him a bear on day 5 of the hunt, I believe. But this year we captured footage that I believe will never ever top. We, in 1 week, while Paulie was with us hunting, not only did we see 16 bears before Paulie tagged out, we filmed one day a mating pair of grizzlies in a non-grizzly area. So
Wow.
when they say, yeah, they could be here, but they're really not. Oh, well, they could be. Hence the 10 mil and the bear spray on my hips from now on. But we filmed this pair of grizzlies from 160 yards away for 7 hours. It's some of the most incredible footage we've ever captured. And you see it on TV, right, Nat Geo, but to be there and see these incredible predators and their behavior, he would cut her off and he would kind of like court her and walk beside her, and every time they mated, they parted, she'd get up on her hind legs and swat, and you'd see fur flying. Amazing footage. 2 days after that, we filmed a boar with a cub a sow with a cub spot a boar on the side of the mountain. When she hit that boar's trail, she ran off the mountain, chased that boar up the tree, went up and down the tree 5 different times. The most incredible bear footage we've ever captured. It's gone pretty viral. Last time I checked, it was at 12 million views.
Wow.
Yeah, and without even really pushing it. We're actually going to be airing some of that on bear episode coming up in about a month. But bears are our things. It's very misunderstood. Bear hunting is a necessity, especially when you want to keep your elk and deer herds.
Yeah, they're going to eat the fawns and
Yep.
the younger elk and
Yep.
deer, and
They,
people don't understand that.
They don't. Predator hunting is very often misunderstood. Mountain lions, wolves, bears, coyotes, but it's necessity. It really is for sustainable herds, ungulate populations. So we love it, and can't actually counting down the days till we can get back out there.
Well, I heard you're putting an extension on your house because between all the bear rugs and bear mounts.
Yeah, they're kind of filtering into the bathrooms and bedrooms now. We don't have that big of a house, but I full body mounted the bear that I shot this last year, and he just arrived at the house. So yeah, it's becoming a smaller and smaller house as the months trickle on, but an extension or an addition is definitely in order for next year.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time. It's
Thank
always
you.
great to see you guys at the shows.
Oh, I so appreciate seeing you too. Thank you for having me.
And good luck this season.
Thank you.
All right.